Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. So this video is actually my first ever how-to video. So in this video I'm gonna sum up how to spend your money efficiently in Forza Horizon 3. So I'm making this video because I remember when I first started I bought a bunch of useless cars that really have killed my money. If I didn't buy those cars by now, I would have owned a Lamborghini Veneno. Well, look, I don't. I own a Centenario. I'm very, very rich because I played the game for a long time. But if you're just starting out, you buy the wrong cars, it could take you a while to fix that. So, my first tip, before you buy a car, first thing you have to do is look at the price. It should not be insanely expensive if you're first starting the game. Like, if you're like an hour into the game, I'd say, I'll show a car that's kind of like the highest tier car you should buy. Like, you shouldn't buy a car like over 200,000. Like, a Ferrari California is fine. It's not very expensive. Like this car, 220. Like, you don't buy cars that are like let me show you a car, like an old car like this. Don't buy this. 2 million, I mean 10 million, definitely don't buy that. you know like, don't buy the crazy stuff. Start um start small, really. You should look for, even Ferrari is probably too much for like a beginner. You should probably do something like this. A Jaguar F-Type. Perfect. It's a great car. It's a really, really great car. Jaguar in general, the most of their cars are not super duper crazy expensive. Well, the D-Type is. That's an old one. But I mean, most of them aren't. Like, you definitely shouldn't be looking at these cars. These are the really high-end cars. So, my next piece of advice is that before you buy a car, look at the performance on the right-hand side. It says performance, and it says speed, handling, acceleration, launch, and braking. Those stats all have to be relatively high. And another tip is, before you buy a car with high stats, you should look at cars for a cheaper price or the same price or maybe even a more expensive price and see how their stats compare to the car you want to buy. So this car that I'm looking at obviously has very, very, very good stats. But let me look at a more realistic car for someone who's starting. Yeah, Jaguar F-Type. That's pretty good stats. Like, I'll look for something that's much less expensive. Let me find something. Uh, well, that one is much worse for sure. It's definitely much less expensive. This one, it's worse stats. There's less 8 point something stats, you know? You really have to look at those stats. And also, don't buy cars that are not very useful when you first starting. Don't buy old cars. Don't buy cars that are extremely expensive on the auction. Don't go crazy and make every single upgrade in the car. You can do a couple upgrades, but I don't think you should go crazy with upgrades. Like, buy something that's within your price, within how much money you have. Don't buy something that's worth millions. Also, another tip is, you, a lot of you, like was actually, like a lot of people probably watching this video, when I first started the game, I thought barn finds were useless. But guess what? Barn finds are very useful. One thing, you could sell your car for usually quite a very high profit. That's one thing. Another thing is that if you upgrade, um, for example, if you upgrade a old car and then race it against other old cars, you're gonna find a lot of success doing that. Let me find a car that I had a lot of success with that's an old one. Here, the Dino. this is not necessarily a very good car to sell. It doesn't cost so much, so it's not going to sell for much. But something more like a higher end Ferrari could sell for a lot, for sure. But personally, I really think that you need to upgrade this car. Like, I upgraded this car a ton, and this thing is now really quite a beast. I didn't pay a thing for this car, you know. I just found it in a barn find, and I just upgraded. I paid like 100K, you know. That's nothing, really. That's really cheap, and with that, I practically win every single race with this car because this car is so dominant in the 60s in the old Ferrari categories and 60s categories. This car is very, very dominant. So I really recommend to do barn finds. You have to do them. They're just a part of the game that you really have to pay attention to. So, yeah. That's pretty much it, though I could go and compare some cars of low price, some cars of high price. Let me do an interesting car for low price. Okay, I'm gonna look at a Tesla. There. That's really low price, 72,000. Let's see how this thing does. Like, I'm just gonna do a small acceleration and just a tiny drive with this car. And I'm gonna compare that to, like, my Lamborghini Centenario. Which is a big difference, obviously. But, I mean, I'm just gonna show you if you're really have been playing the game for a long time, then you're gonna want to buy a more expensive car for sure. But, yeah, I just need to take it off manual because this car doesn't work with manual. It's electric, you know, it doesn't shift. It just stays in one gear. As you can tell, that's a long rev. I mean, this isn't terrible. It drives very seamlessly. Though you should probably upgrade this car if you're gonna buy this, because I mean, this car really is not so fast defaults. As you can tell, it's hitting like 150 tops, which is not so much, but for a car that costs 72,000 in this game, that's really not bad. That's like maybe even higher than average for cars that cost 72,000 in this game. Though in real life, it costs much more than 72,000. Trust me, this car, for sure. Though also in real life, it's faster. But yeah. I mean, this car's kind of fun. It's like bulky, it's big, it's kind of like, it's a little, it's kind of just fun to like twist it a little bit, turn it a lot, like, woo, woo. That's nice. Okay, now I'm just going to drift in here. And I'm going to grab out my fastest car, which, counting upgrades, is about 2.5 million. Or maybe I can actually do something else. I'm going to do something more interesting than that. I'm going to grab a Koenigsegg. Those are practically the most powerful cars you can get. Like, in the world, they are, like, the highest cars. Oh, actually, I don't think I have a Koenigsegg on me. Yeah, I don't. I didn't buy Koenigsegg's. I used to have one, but it was too crazy for me. I couldn't control it. It kept doing donuts when I tried to make it go straight, you know. So much power. I didn't even upgrade it and had like a base, like 1,500 horsepower. It's just crazy. Now you're gonna see a car that's worth about 2.5 million because of upgrades. 2.3 though without. I actually bought this car for 2 mil though on auction. I bought it for less than it really costs, which is quite nice. Oh my god, I mean, look at that. What? It instantly gets to like 100. Instantly. The moment you put on the throttle, it just goes. I mean, you know, this is crazy. Okay, I gotta slow down. But of course, this car does slide around a lot more than the Model X does. Woo! I'm in Model S, right? I still like Teslas though. They're nice. They're just electric, and for that reason, they're not my favorite. You know, they can't shift. They don't make any sound. I don't necessarily like cars. I like hearing the sound, the engine roar. It makes the car seem more powerful than it really is. To say the truth, I like it personally. I like engine roar. So, yeah. I mean, I'm really quite rich in this game. 1.6 million is quite a nice amount of money in this game. It's not huge, but it's definitely enough to buy some nice cars. Like you see the 918 here. This car I actually got for free, the Pagani. This one I think I also got for free. Some of my cars I really got for free, and it's quite nice. Some of these cars are worth quite a bit. Like this one I got for free from a barn find. This one's worth 2 million. That's a ton of cash. For that money you can nearly buy a Centenario. And I've got a ton of cars. I have nearly all the Lamborghinis in the game. I just need to get the Veneno and the Sesto Lamento, and I'm pretty sure that's the end of the Lamborghini line for me. And then I'm going to move on to Ferraris probably. That's going to take me a long time though. There's a ton of Ferraris. I only have 3 Ferraris. So I'm going to have to buy some Ferraris. But anyways, like and subscribe. Be sure to share this video on any social media. I don't care what, but just share it please. Anyone. Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Anything. Google+, Reddit. I really don't care. Subscribe, like this video, share it to your friends, tell them about it. Spread the word, you know. And see you next video.